All that used to be mine. Mum and Dad were farmers, and I considered when I went to school that's all I wanted to do, be a farmer.
My dad was a great farmer. He loved his farm, probably a bit like me, loved the cows. His life changed. He discovered that he had macular degeneration. The farm went downhill. He couldn't do it anymore, had to sell the farm.
He literally couldn't see.
I think it would definitely break Dad's heart, going back out there and seeing what's happened and the way the farm's changed. I tear up when I drive past there.
Outsiders that are not a part of the farming life just don't understand what it's like to lose that part of your life.
We grew up there, had lots of fun memories, lots of good times. We were a family there.
Macular degeneration, when it's the advanced form, fits into two types: wet macular degeneration and GA. GA stands for geographic atrophy. The central part of the macula just withers away. And it's called geographic because the patches look like a map. That's as simple as that.
Sight to a farmer is probably, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably 11. Because if you've got no sight, you can't do it. It's been really hard watching Dad, lose his ability to do things on the farm and go fishing. It's really been a struggle watching him, just lose everything that he used to do all the time.
Good, come down this way. Have a seat. Colin?
I'd never heard GA. Got my eyes tested and I was told that was the problem and I could become blind. At the time I didn't accept it, but it's different today. It's happened.
Geographic atrophy starts sometimes if you're very unlucky in the centre of your vision, but usually starts away from that. And it slowly grows, a bit like a grass fire rather than a rushing bushfire. And it slowly grows, usually towards the centre of your vision. That's when they notice problems, and that's when it affects their vision quite devastatingly. And Colin's a great example of that because his vision is really, really poor.
GA has changed Mum and Dad's relationship in the fact that Mum has turned into Dad's full-time carer. Lost a lot of her freedom, a lot of her time to just be herself.
And if I didn't love the man, I probably would walk away because it's not easy having somebody that is legally blind because of GA. It's very difficult.
I walk into a room and, Dad doesn't even know that I'm there unless I speak to him. He just can't see me. He might be able to see, a bit of movement in his side vision, but he hasn't seen my face for a long time. He's no idea what I look like these days. Hasn't seen me smile, hasn't seen me cry, hasn't seen me laugh.
Who's that?
Yeah, it's just sad to think that it could happen to me. As I said, it could happen to my kids.
If anyone has macular degeneration in the family, it is very important to let their children know, as there is a genetic basis behind that.
Knowing that Dad has GA and all us daughters all have early stages of GA, it's scary. It's scary because we don't know when we're going to go blind.
I don't think people actually value sight until they suddenly find that they haven't got it. If you have a heart attack, you go to hospital. You're looked after there. But with GA, go to hospital, it's not much bloody good because they don't do anything for you. This gets worse, and it makes life quite unbearable at times.
For me, that's robbed quality time with my father.
Colin has lost his vision, but as a family, we've lost a man who was so independent, able to turn his hand to do anything.
And GA took that. It took it from Dad. It took his freedom, turned Mum into a slave, and put our eyesight at risk.
There is sometimes when I'm sitting at the table and I think, thank goodness he can't see the tears in my eye. What happened to the man that was such an active go-getter? And people just take for granted that they'll always be able to see and do whatever they wish in life, but that's not life, unfortunately.
Thought about the things that we'd be doing when we weren't farming, where we'd be travelling, and these things that just haven't happened. I feel like I've let the family down and let them down big time, but I had no control over it.
GA is like a car crash happening in slow motion. I watched too many car crashes. That's the problem. I've watched too many people go down this path, lose their vision, and there's nothing I can do about it.
It makes me feel very sad, knowing what I've gone through, to think that our daughters could be the same in 20 years' time. And I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. It's just so difficult.